Hi everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today we are going to solve a new question in our DSA in Python playlist. This is also like array question only and the question name is missing number. It is an easy level question. Okay. Now we will be seeing the brute force approach and the optimal approach for solving this question. Now let's see the problem description. Okay. So now in this we have been given an array called nums. Okay. Now in this array nums we will be given n distinct numbers from 0 to n. Okay. Now what we need to do is there will be a number missing. Okay. And we need to return that missing number from the list. We need to return the number in the range that is missing in the array, right? So let's take an example and see. So like we have been given 301, right? So what we need to do here is, let's say I have 0 also, 1 also and 3 also. So in this entire range, which number is missing? We are missing 2 here, right? So we need to return 2 as the answer. Okay. Now here let's see. We have 0 and 1. After this what we have? We will be having 2, right? So we will be returning 2 as the answer. Now in this we have been given that the n is the number of length, like the length of the array, and we will have the length of the array will be from 1 to 10 power 4. Okay. The length of the array can vary from 0 to less than or equals to n. Now why does it be like, why can be it equal to the length of the array? Now let's say we have been given 0 and 1 here, right? So the length of this array is 2 and we need to have the values inside this array. Okay. And in order to get the missing number, we said the missing number here is 2, right? So the number that we have here, okay, or the length that we have, till that number should be present. Okay. Now let's see here. Okay, we have the length of the array is 3. So we have 3 and 0 and 1, right, in the array. The missing number that we had was 2, so we returned that. But in whatever the length of array is there, till that we have the number inside the array. Okay. So now it is possible that we have 0, 1, 2. Now the length of the array here is 3, right? So the missing number here will be 3 only, because we have 0 also, 1 also, 2 also, and the length of the array, till that value should be there in the array. Okay. So we will be returning 3 here. Now the question arises, like we have been given a follow-up question, or we can say this is an expected time complexity, that time complexity as well as space complexity. So we have been told that we don't have to use any extra space, we can use only O of 1 extra space. Okay, that we will be using for returning the answer, and we need to maintain the runtime complexity or the time complexity as O of n. So this must be our optimal time complexity. Okay. Now the brute force that we will be thinking here is, what can be our brute force? Like we were iterating here, right? Let's take the first example, 301. So when we were iterating here, we saw that if we are starting from 0, we will see that if 1 is there, 0 is there or not, then we will check for 1 is there or not, then we will check for 2 is there or not. If it is not, we will simply return that, right? And till how means how many times do we need to iterate? Means if the number that we have inside that, okay, or whatever array that we have, inside that we need to search, right? If we can start from 0 till 3, this is our search parameter, right? From I need to search for 0, 1, 2 and 3, right? Now in this entire parameter I need to check whatever is present in this array, and which is not present I need to return that. So let's say, since it is fixed that whatever value we will have, it will be starting from 0 only and it will go till n, right? These both will be included, and if one of them is not included, it will be the missing number, right? So we will use that and we will start the iteration. So what will happen? Let's say I have 0 here. Okay, so I know that 0 will be there, 1 will be there, 2 will be there and 3 will be there. So I will search for this 0 in the entire array, right? So I will check if 0 is there or not. I can find that 0 is there. So after that what I will do? I will go for 1. I will again iterate in this and I will check if 1 is there or not. Again I will check for 2. I will iterate in this entire array and check if 2 is there or not. If I don't find the value in the array, I will simply return that value from there, right? So this is what we have to do here. I hope you are getting what I'm trying to say. So we will basically be iterating from 0 to n, right? Whatever n value that we have. Now what is this n value? It will be the length of the array. So now let's take the length of the array. So here we have the length of nums. Now what we need to do? We will be starting from 0 and we will be going till less than n plus 1, right? Or we can say is equals to n. So let's write like that. So I will be starting from 0 and I will be going till less than equals to n. Okay, so I have this loop. Now inside this, what I can do? I can use linear search, right? What I was doing here was a linear search in time, like inside, right? So what I will do, I will again start from j is equals to 0 and I will go till less than equals to less than n only here. Why? Because we will have, like, if we have like we have the length as 3, but there will be indexes from 0 to 2 only, right? So for that we will be going till less than n. Now what we will do, we will check if I is equals to nums of j, then what I can do is I can simply break out of this loop, right? Once I have found, now let's take an example to be clear. So we had 301, okay? So I have started the iteration from 0. Okay, let's start from here. I will check if this I will start from 0 and I will check if this 0 is there. Once I have found this, there is no use of iterating in this loop again, right? So we can simply break out of the loop. Now how will I come to know if I have found the value in the array or not, right? What I mean by that is, now I will break out of the loop in this case also and in this case also, right? Now let's say I don't have 2 here, but I need to know if 2 is not present, I need to return that as the value. So for that, what we will do, we will keep a flag, okay? So every time we will, like, let's say it is false right now. So once I find that value is there, then I will change my flag into true, okay? And if out of this, like, I come out of this loop and I see that flag is not equals to true or the flag is equals to false, then I will return that I value only. Let's see this again to be clear. Now I have started from 0, 1 and we will go till 3, okay? Now this value that I have here in the array is 301. I will start the iteration from 0 and we will go till 3, right? So let's start from there, okay? Now this 0, I am on this 0, I am here and I will start the iteration in this. I will check that if this index value is equals or not. It is not. Then I will come here, I will check if this index value is like equal or not. It is, right? So it will become true and we will break out of this loop. Now this condition will not become, like, it will not match. So what will happen, we will simply go for next iteration. Now our, like, I value will increment to 1. Again we will perform the same steps and we will get a true flag and again this will not be returned. After that we will come here. Now what will happen, we will iterate here, we will iterate in the entire loop and we will see that we don't have even a single condition where this value is equal. So our flag will still be false only, therefore we will return that I from there, okay? So this is how we will be working using the brute force approach. Now the time complexity that we are having here is O of n square, right? We are iterating, like, we have an outer loop, inside that we are iterating again using linear search, right? So the time complexity that we are using here right now is O of n square. Now how do we reduce it to our required time complexity, that is O of n, right? So now we will be using kind of a mathematical approach, okay? So let's see that. It will be an optimized version. we have seen, like, when, like, in the math there is a formula. In maths we have a formula, okay? So if we have from let's say 1 2 3 4, okay, so the sum of this number that we get here is 10, right? And in order to get the number of, like, sum of n numbers, we also have a formula called n into n plus 1 by 2, okay? So now let's see, we have four numbers here, right? So what we can do here is 4 into 4 plus 1 by 2. So what I will get here is 5 multiplied by 2, that is 10. You can try and check it out, okay? So we will be using this formula to get sum of n numbers. Sum of n numbers. The n here is the like length of the array, right? We will have n numbers in our array. Now what we can do, simply we can start from, we have this, okay? Now after that what we can do, we can simply find the sum of the array that we have been given, right? Sum of array. Now let's say I have 3 0 1, okay? So according to this, I will get 3 into 2 by 3 into 6, right? No, 3 into 3 plus 1, that is 4. I was writing right before. So 3 into 2 we will get, which is 6. So our sum of all the numbers should be 6. So what we will do here, we will find the sum of the numbers in the array. We will get that as 3 plus 0 plus 1, right? We will get it as 4. Now what we will simply do, we will subtract this sum of n, like sum of array from sum of n numbers minus sum of array. So basically what we are doing here, we are doing 6 minus 4, and this will return us the answer as 2. So what we are doing here, we are using a basic mathematical formula, and then we are getting the sum of all the numbers, like of n numbers that is possible, and then we are finding the sum of the array, and we are finding the difference and returning the number that is not present in the array. So now let's move on to the code editor. We will be seeing this optimized approach in the code editor, and I will be uploading the brute force on my GitHub. You can access that from there. So now let's move on to the Leetcode code editor. So let's see the code now. What we will do here is, let's take the sum of the n numbers. For that we will take the length of the nums, and then we will get s, that is sum. So for that we will do n multiply by n plus 1 divided by 2, right? Now we will get the sum of the entire array. So for that we will use s1, and what we will do here is, we have a function called sum, okay? So using that you can get the sum of the entire array without iteration. Now what we will do here, we will simply return the difference of s and s1. So now let's try to run this. So the sample test cases are passed. Let's try to submit it. So this code has been accepted. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please let me know in the comments, and in case you have any doubts, let me know in the comments too. I will try to clarify it more for you. And in order to continue with me in this coding journey, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so you will be notified every time I post a new video. Thank you for watching.